We're going to be starting a new project, and we're going to be looking at different concepts in React. What is React? React is actually a declarative, efficient, and flexible JavaScript library for building user interfaces. Uh, it lets you to compose complex UIs from small and isolated pieces of code called components. So you're going to be learning how to use components to build React interfaces. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be starting from scratch. Okay, so you can see this is my VS Code. I'm going to click here and say open new folder. So we're going to open a new folder and start from scratch to create React project. So we're going to be looking at NPM. We're going to be looking at JSS. We're going to be looking at different things, different concepts in React. So I'm going to click here, new folder. I'm using Mac. I don't know the kind of system you're using, but the same way you can just create a folder inside your directory. So I'm going to say React tutorial. React tutorial. Okay, so I'm gonna click on create so you can see the folder now. So I'm gonna open up the folder. Okay, nice one. So we're gonna move gradually and you're gonna understand how we move. Okay, so this is a React tutorial. You can see it's opened up. So I'm gonna make sure that this is full screen. Okay, so I'm gonna close up these getting started, and I'm gonna do a control backtick to bring up the terminal. The terminal is very important, so that because that's where you run your codes from. Okay, so I'm inside this folder React tutorial. This is where I'm gonna use create React app to create my React application. So please, you're gonna follow me the way I move gradually. In that way you'll be able to do this. So the instruction to create a new application in React is simply npx create React app. So I'm going to say npx, very important. The node package manager is what you use in whenever you want to install packages using Node, because React runs on top of Node. You understand? React is a JavaScript UI library, but it uses Node because you want to run this very application locally on your system. So I'm running locally on my device, so I need Node very importantly. So you can use npx when you want to just get your project started faster without installing it on your system. So I'm going to say npx create, just mind the words I'm using. You put this very npx create React app. So I'm gonna say React app. Okay, so that is how that's the instruction. Then you now put the name of your app. So what's gonna be the name of our fix application? So get the name here is the name of the folder where I want to be putting all my tutorial file, the tutorial applications that I'll be doing. It's not just this one I want to create. So this is the name of the folder that is going to work as a function as a workspace to contain every other React application that I'm building. But for this specific React app, that this is where I put the name. So I can say, let me call it my first React app. Okay, first React app. Then I press the enter key. So it's going to scaffold the project immediately for us. So take note of that, very, very important. So before you start your, okay, say it's asking question, need to install the following packages, create that, okay, proceed. Oh, yeah, so I'll just say yes. So before you start up all this, you need to have Node.js installed on your system. Very, very important. Node.js should be on your system. Node is very, very important because it provides the environment. It's the JavaScript runtime, so it provides the environment on top of which your React can work. Okay. So let's wait for this to finish installing. Okay, so this is getting started, very importantly, there are two major ways that you can use in writing your React applications. Currently, the using the hooks is more popular, but in this our lecture, we're going to be looking at both using the hook and using the normal state components in React. So you can use either the function components or the state component. So we're going to be looking at both of them, but hooks are more popular now, so we're going to be spending more time using hooks to write our React applications. Okay. It's taking a little bit of time, so let's just exercise patience, wait for it to finish off. Okay, I believe it's almost done. Okay, so you can see the app here. This is the folder, the app folder. So I'm gonna click on it so that you see the various um, parts of this project. So you can see the node module that has all the dependencies that your app need to work. This is the public folder that has the index.html, very, very important. This is the file that is first loaded from where you can, it's the components gets connected, the SRC files. Okay, so this is your normal HTML. So you can take note, very importantly, this is the div with the ID of root. This is where your app is rendered. Okay, so that is the most important thing in this public folder, the index.html. These are the logos that we're going to be taking them out because they are not needed. Then when you get to the SRC, is where you see your app.js and index.js. So the index.html, this very index.html here, actually talks to the index.js. Okay, but this very index.js houses this app. This is the root, your root component app here. You can see it is here, imported here, import app from app. So this very app is this one, which is the your root component. So this app here is your root component. So the content of this app is what you're going to see when you run this project. So I'm going to quickly run this project by, first of all, I'm going to make sure this React tutorial, which is the general folder. So I'm going to cd into the app that I created and run this project. So to do that, I simply say cd. Cd simply means change directory into this very project, and the name of the project is first React app. So I must be inside this very project. You can see I'm there now, first React app. So that's how you get to know the folder or the directory that you're in. I was in React tutorial, now I'm in first React app. So inside here, I will now do npm start. That is how you run your React project. Okay, so while it's starting up, let me still be going through this. So the app.css is actually the CSS file that helps you to make this app.js look fine. So at some point, we are going to be removing most of these, the ones that we don't need. So very importantly, then you have the package.json. Okay, so this is like the setup file for you. This is what the code we just ran, npm start, which will start up this the development server. So these are all the other very importantly, the dependencies. You can see all these one come with the create React app as you're installing them. So you have your React DOM, React Script, Web Vitals, and the rest. So some of these dependencies are also captured in this node module. And the package load.json keeps the correct versions of all the dependencies. You can see it's a very long file. So those are the most important things. So most of the work you are going to be doing, you're going to be writing inside this src folder. So we're going to be creating another folder known as component folder, where we write the code for our components, and all of them are going to be connected to this very app.js, which is the root component, which is also connected to the index.js, which is the index.js is now connected to the index.html, which is the final HTML that is bundled and shown when you make a call to this very app from a browser. Okay, so very importantly, that's what we're going to be searching. Would you like to run this app in another place? Some app is already running about 3,000. It's asking me whether I want to run in another place, so I'm going to just say yes and press enter. Yeah, so it's saying that because I already have some app that I'm running on my system. Okay, so it's opening up immediately. So you can see it's running on port 3002 because I have some React app running on port both port 3000 and 3001. Okay, so this React application is going to open up here. Okay, so let it get open so that we can start writing the actual code and we'll start moving forward. So let's play with React. React, very, very important. Okay, you can see it's now running localhost 3002. If I didn't have anything running on localhost 3000, it would have been on 3000. So you can see this. So exactly this is what I just told you, that it is the content of these it is the content of this very app.js, okay, which is our root app. So if you make any changes here, let's say this is learn React. I come here and say learn React with Ostino. Then I do Control S to save. So it will save. It will get the development server is going to rerun. So when I now get back here, instead of having learn React here, I now have learn React with Ostino. So any changes that you make in the other place, you get to see it. Any changes that you make in the app.js. So you can see now learn React with Ostino. So you see this place that says edit src app.js. So it's telling you that once you edit this app.js, you save to reload, you're going to have some changes here. So if I still go back again to my code and make more changes here, you can see edit this. So let me say edit this and order to see changes. So you see I added up something. I still say Control S to save. And if I get back, you can now see here, edit this in order to see changes. Okay, So anytime you make changes to this app.js, you can see it on the other side. So very importantly, we are going to be removing some things that we don't need. So if you want to delete anything, say this logo here, so you can just click on the logo, then you right click, then you can say delete. So move to trash. So I'm getting out the logo because I'm not going to be working with it. So you see this setup.js. You can see once you do it, the app breaks here. So you're going to also remove where it is, where references of the logo is made. So I'm going to come here, delete this as well. So this report vital too, I don't need it. So I'm going to click on it, delete, move to trash. App test, I'm not going to be deleting this for now. So I'm going to click here, delete, move to trash. I'm going to be leaving app.css, app.js, index of CSS, and index. Okay, these are the only ones I'm going to be leaving here. So I get back to these, all these logos. I don't think I'm going to need them, so I'm going to take them out. Or even if you leave them, once you're not referring to them, there will be no issues. Okay, so I'm going to go to app.js and try to remove any reference to the ones I've, like the logo I've deleted, so I don't need it anymore. So I take it out. So I will leave app.css because I still want to use that at some point. So what else? Okay, I think that's about it for now. So I'm going to take out all these, every other thing here, apart from the div. Okay, so here I'm going to simply use h1, and say hello world inside h1. Okay, I'm going to simply say hello world. Okay, so I'm going to do Control S to save this file and look at it. Okay, so make sure that this is h1 and not just h. So once you save, it should compile well. Then you will now go back and look at and see what. Okay, still having reference to report vitals, can't resolve it. So where do you have report vitals? So let me check out my index.js. Okay, so you can see that here. So I'm going to take this out because I had earlier removed it. Then React down, so every other thing is okay. So I'm going to do Ctrl S to save again. Okay, report vitals is now defined. Okay, this is report vitals again here. Take it out, you don't need it. Ctrl S. So as you're running, make sure you're checking out your console, your terminal. You can see it builds and compiles successfully. So now when I get back to here now, I'm now seeing my hello world. Okay, so we're going to continue to work on this file now. We're going to start with a simple component, React component, maybe function-based component, using hooks to build a simple counter. Then from there we'll build a converter, then get more into more serious projects. Okay, so I'll see you when I see you. That's how we're going to be starting, so make sure you followed up. So we used the create react app to get our app started, and the name of the app is first react app. Then we went into the public file, we looked at the various files and the various folders, and we were able to find out that the entry point should be here, index.html. You can see it here. So at this very point, div of root, which you can easily relate by going to the index.js here. So you can see the div, you can see here, document.getElement by id root. Then from there, you also, that is where you are rendering this very app. You can see the app here that we installed. So look at it here, app, which is the root app. So very importantly, and this root app is this app.js, having this hello world that we're seeing on the screen. You can see it here. So now when you build other components, you're gonna be able to import them here and get them rendered. Okay, and that is what we're gonna be doing henceforth here. Thank you. See you when I see you.